Welcome everyone to our mini workshop. All right, 5 leads in 2 hours, but you know what? I think a lot of you will walk away with 10 leads in 2 hours. That is the goal. That's what we're striving for. What we're going to share with you today, again, will serve you not only today, but tomorrow, next week, next month, for years to come. This is an evergreen marketing principle. And if you guys are just joining us or you're joining us late, type in the chat box what niche you are in so that we can customize a lot of the training. It's also fun to see as a participant what others are doing in the online space. You never know if there's a partnership or something that can form there as well. All right. And so quick question. Let's dive right into this. This is a really delicious popcorn. All right. It's called Live Love Pop. Has anybody heard of this before? All right. It caught my eye in the grocery store a couple months ago. All right. Now, it caught my eye because of the bright colors, but then also because of the messaging on the popcorn bag itself. All right. Now, I grabbed these screenshots because I think it's very fascinating, the messaging of this popcorn company. All right. Some of us might think, yeah, this popcorn brand, they're in the business of selling popcorn. But as we look at their messaging, we can ask, what are they really in the business of marketing and selling? All right. If we look at the graphic on the left, they have two different slogans. Slogan number one, happiness is in the bag. That is what is printed across the very top of the popcorn bag. That phrase, happiness is in the bag. All right. The other phrase that is in smaller text at the bottom of the bag is the guilt-free gourmet snack you can't resist. All right. Also on the bag, bottom right-hand corner, it says 35 calories per bag. All right. That's part of their messaging, 35 calories. It's either per bag or per serving, but I believe it's per bag. And then on the left-hand side, they also say gluten-free, I think like animal cruelty-free, and approved by the FDA. There is a lot of messaging that is going on this popcorn bag. All right. We're going to dive into this here today because even though this is a popcorn brand and you might be selling probably a digital marketing service of some type of online service of sorts, the concept and the approach is the exact same, right? This Live Love Pop brand is not just selling you popcorn. They're hitting you at a bunch of different angles, a bunch of different benefits. 35 calories per bag, right? Gluten-free, animal cruelty-free, FDA approved, going to make you happy. You can eat this and be guilt-free. You have a lot of reasons now to pick up the popcorn bag, which is why I picked it up and purchased it. Welcome, Jack. Good to have you here. Feel free to type in the chat box what space you are in because we're going to customize a lot of examples here today. All right. Now, when I left my 9-to-5 job, this gym right here, the Sporting Club, they're in La Jolla, California. That's in San Diego. And so I ran their digital marketing for 2 years. They were my first client as a self-employed entrepreneur. And they had 2 locations, but I'll never forget this flyer. And this flyer is fairly old, as you can tell by the screenshot. But type in the chat box. Let me know what is going on in this flyer. What is this health club marketing? Are they marketing weight loss? Are they marketing multiple amenities? Are they marketing community activities, fun? This is the flyer that has been that I've seen for decades and decades and decades. Feel free to guess. No right, no wrong answers. And we're going to dive into why this is really, really important here today. All right. So and the reason I share this right away is I want you guys to remember this, and visuals can help you remember things. All right. When it comes to marketing your online services, you need to view your package, your offer, as if you are promoting and marketing a health club. What a health club does is they advertise and market all of the actual benefits of the health club. All right. It's not just come in to lose weight. All right. They're saying, hey, we have a swimming pool. we have a sauna, we have a juice bar, we have group fitness classes, we have spin classes, we have yoga classes, we have weight training, we have what else did they have? We have social gatherings. They had so many reasons why you would be a member to this actual health club. So many of us are online and we're saying, hey, come to my workshop. I saw that was already a question earlier. How do I market my workshop? We're saying, hey, come to my workshop. We're saying, hop on a sales call. We're saying, come check out my free training. Follow me on Instagram. All right. And what the problem that I see so much in the industry is that normally our marketing is very one dimensional. All right. Instead of saying, here's one reason to do this thing that I'm asking you to do, you want to give your audience multiple reasons to do the actual thing. All right. So we're going to look at this here today. Welcome to 10 Leads in 2 Hours mini workshop. This is for you if your content isn't getting the traction you would like. You're not generating the volume of leads that you would like. You're offering up a sales call and you're not booking as many sales calls as you would like. When you post on social media, you're not getting the response that you necessarily are looking for. All right. And you most likely are here if you desire to have premium clients coming to you. If you're focused on doing well by your clients, getting them results, you're in the right spot. All right. If you're in that 1 to 10K per month range and want to double your income, what we're going to share with you today could absolutely help you do that as well. All right. And so we're going to dive into workshop model lead generation here today. And my promise to you is that more leads will help out your business quite a bit. I think a lot of us just do not have enough conversations going on. The other thing that we're going to introduce here today as well is your opportunity to sell one to many or market one to many using mini workshops. How you can work smarter, not harder, if you decide to upload your videos to YouTube. And then how you can repackage, repurpose, and resell pieces of content, trainings, and services that you've already actually created. All right, and we are on the spot here today, going to take massive action. Monique, good to have you here. And we're going to help you guys copyright one of the best pieces of content you have come out with in a long time here today on the spot. All right, we're also going to share with you, right, how you can generate leads from a 30-second video, what to say and do in that video. So we're going to introduce you to the law of 3 of marketing. All right, this will change your perspective on how you market absolutely anything moving forward. All right. And then we're going to reveal to you as well, this is going to be big, the best and 99% of the time overlooked platform and placement for you to reach your hottest prospects. All right. So you guys know on Facebook, there's a lot of different places where you can place your content. You can do it on your personal profile. You can do it in groups. You can do it in reels. You can do it in stories. You can do it with a live video. Those opportunities exist on Facebook as well as on Instagram, and there's variations of them on LinkedIn. There's going to be one placement that we often don't use that targets your hottest prospects. All right. Does that sound good, guys, for us as an agenda to go over those things? Awesome. Awesome. Raphael's in the building. Good to have you here. Chelsea is joining us as well. Welcome, welcome. All right. So those are the things we're going to dive into here today, guys. Fast reminder, again, I will not call on you unless you raise your hand in order for me to see you based on how we're recording this. You have to have your camera on. So I promise I'm not going to call on you unless you ask to be called upon. You are safe with your camera on. There are statistics, and so forth that also point out if your camera is on, you will retain twice as much information. So I highly encourage you, if you're somebody who normally just sits back on the couch and watches passively, put your camera on, watch how much more you get out of this workshop. That's why we're all here. And so we'll dive into this. And not one to talk a ton about myself, but if we haven't met before, my name is Dino Gomez. I quit my 9-to-5 job when I was 22 years old. I've been a digital marketing entrepreneur, business owner for now 14 years, which is a long time in the online space. All right. So I started with a digital marketing agency. We grew that to 6 figures within the first 1.5 to 2 years. After that was growing rapidly, a lot of people asked me, how are you doing this? So that kind of moved me into the mentorship coaching space. People are like, how are you traveling the world? How are you doing all these things? And that's my background story, and I'm sticking to it. And that's the scoop. All right. What we're looking at here today, guys, is proven. these are all reviews and screenshots from clients that sat through this exact training and took massive action. These reviews and screenshots have all come in the last 48 hours. All right, so this is all fresh, new training content and strategies that we are going to dive into here today. All right, so with that said, let's get to taking some massive action. First question I have for everyone is this. What was the last video you produced about? Last video you produced. Feel free to type in the chat box. This will help me out. Customize things for you. We'll do some examples and case studies. This can be a YouTube video. Maybe this was a Facebook video, Instagram, something on LinkedIn, maybe something for your website. Just the last video you produced. What was it about? I'm going to go ahead and check out the comments here. Jane says a 2-minute tip on dementia communication. I love it. Kieran says dizziness and menopause. Awesome, awesome. Bridget says my last video was 30 seconds about how to use micro podcast for lead generation. Very cool, Bridget. I like it. I like it. All right. So let's do this here on the spot. Jane says a 2-minute tip on dementia communication. All right. So we are going to work with Jane on this one. Monique says how to be able to optimize your Google business page for more leads. I love it. All right. So we're going to look at several different examples. We'll go through each of these here. But first, let me introduce you to a strategy and the approach. All right. I have nicknamed this the Law of Three. Dino, what is the Law of Three as it relates to marketing? The Law of Three says every marketing piece of content needs to convey at least 3 benefits. 3 benefits, guys. Law of Three. 3 reasons to watch your training. 3 reasons to get on a sales call with you. 3 reasons to come to your workshop. 3 reasons to follow you on Instagram. If I want more followers on Instagram, I am not going to say, hey guys, follow me on Instagram for some marketing tips. I'm going to give you 3 reasons to follow me. Hey, I do an Instagram live once a week, so you can interact with me and get feedback on the spot. Hey, I also, I come out with never before seen content only on Instagram. 3, here's the 3rd reason you should follow me on Instagram. Remember the Law of Three. All right, because right now we're in the information revolution. All right, who here almost, it's like I have too much information, too many options, too many platforms, too many things going on. It's overwhelming. It's chaos. It's just everywhere. Too many notifications. I think I've gotten like 8 notifications in the last like 30 seconds here on my phone, right? It's just too much. All right, now what does that mean for us as marketers of our own business and service? Well, that means you need to make it very clear to your audience why they should follow you, why they should get on a call with you, why they should attend your workshop, why they should watch your video, why they should opt into your email list. All right, so on the spot, if I'm looking at Jane here, what would have worked 5 years ago? If I was Jane and I'm marketing a video that is a 2-minute strategy or tip around dementia communication, what would have worked 5 years ago is, hey guys, who wants my free training on dementia communication? That's the overarching theme of Jane's training right there. That would have worked 5 years ago. Today, so many notifications, so much information, so much overwhelm. We need to give more benefits of spending time to watch Jane's training, even if it's short. All right, so I'm going to ask Jane, do you mind if I call on you? All right, and you feel free to unmute yourself. So
otherwise, okay.
There she is. All right, so let's look at this. We're going to whiteboard this so that we can visually see this and map this out. So Jane here, we're going to do this for everybody on the spot, right? Jane here has a 2-minute tip on dementia.
Can I specifically say it's about using gesturing to capture the attention of the person with dementia so they process your communication faster?
I love it. Okay, yeah, and so this is the exact framework here, right? You all have a mini workshop, a sales call, a lead magnet, a video training, something you want your audience to do. This is the overarching topic for Jane, but I'm going to ask Jane a few questions here, and we're going to uncover how much value is actually in this training. It is more than what we would suppose on the outside. So Jane, you just said inside of this training, you reveal how you need to communicate in a more specific format.
Using gesturing to speed the process.
I hope I spelled this right. Gestury. Spelling is not
Turing.
Guring.
Yeah, close enough, Tina.
There we go. All right. All right. So how to use gesturing. All right. And what else did you talk about in that 2-minute video?
Well, I think something that picked up from you that I need to repeat is the purpose of it being 2-minute videos is that I know caregivers don't have more than 2 minutes to pick up a tip at a time. So I'm trying to make concise, specific tips that they can pick up quickly.
I like it. I like it. And so what I'm also hearing from Jane here is because the video is short, that there's only one particular tip that was covered in it, but still watch how I can take a very short 60-second, 2-minute video where you talked about one specific thing, and I can build 3 or 4 reasons to actually watch that. So my guess is, correct me if I'm wrong, Jane, but inside of this 2-minute video where you're talking about the importance of gesturing, gesturing is probably important because the number one mistake caregivers make is not knowing this one thing, right, which would be the importance of gesturing. In this video, do you give an example of what a gesture is?
Yes, I do.
Example of the right way to gesture. So this is all in a 2-minute video of Jane's, but the more we sit here and work this out, the more we are packaging the proper value that Jane has put together inside of this short 2-minute video training. All right, so this is the concept here, is that most of us think, all right, is this making sense here, Jane, a little bit?
I'm sorry, say again?
Is this making sense a little bit here?
Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome. So this is the main overarching concept here, is that if Monique wants more people auditing or asking for a marketing audit, if she wants more sales calls, what we're normally doing is we're saying, get on a sales call for an audit. What happens? Do you mind if I call on you, Monique?
No.
Awesome. So let's ask Monique, runs a marketing agency. Monique, what happens within a marketing audit? Do you look at their Google business profile?
Yes. We look at their website. We look at, how they're showing up on Google in comparison to their competitors and their backlinks.
All right. So, oh no, what did I just do? Let me bring that back up. Button. All right. So when we look at this, it's not just a marketing audit. In other words, get on a call with us so that we can give you a marketing audit. Because what Monique has already shared is, number one, they're going to look at your Google business profile. Now, when you look at that Google business profile, do you look at the number of reviews they have or their citations?
Yes, both.
So we look at reviews, we look at the number of citations. What else do you look at in regards to, do you look at competitors' rankings compared to theirs?
Yes, but we also look at on their Google Business profile, you know, their categories. You know, obviously their position in comparison to their competitors, how many photos that they've optimized, attributes, just different elements within, you know, their Google Business profile that would make a difference of them actually getting more visibility.
I love it. And again, there's no right or wrong to this. Are we also looking at search volume for certain keywords in their space?
Yes, you know, oftentimes somebody will pick the wrong category, you know, and so if I'm looking at their competitors, you know, I'm going to look at what their primary category is versus what my client might be doing. They might really want HVAC as an example, but they also do plumbing, they also do something else, and it's like, well, which category is it? You only can choose one primary, so which category is it that you really want? So oftentimes they have it wrong.
I love that. So what I just heard from Monique, right? We might present that as, hey, as a local business, we're going to make sure that you are listed under the right business category, right? But guess what? A local business owner is not losing sleep wondering, am I in the right category? All right. Now, it would be helpful if they're listed in the right category so that people find them the correct manner. What the small business owner is thinking about is, how do I get more customers? How do I beat my competitors? How do I grow revenue and profit? So I'm going to take what I just heard from Monique. A lot of small business owners are in the wrong category, and I'm going to spin that a little bit into the actual value of category optimization, which is the simple tweak that can 2x customers and profits. And what we know this to actually be is category optimization. But we framed it differently because I think it would be fair to say that there is a lot of small business owners that could probably dramatically increase their customers and profit by listing themselves in the right category. For those that don't run a local brick and mortar small business, imagine if you're a dentist, but you listed yourself on the internet as a gym. What you're telling Google is, we're a gym, when you're actually a dentist. And so you're not going to show up when somebody's looking for a dentist because you've marked yourself as a gym. So that's just a really ridiculous example of doing that incorrectly. But actually,
well, also there's services that can be listed out, you know, within the Google business that can break down, you know, all their individual services, and many people don't optimize that area either.
I like it. So the often overlooked opportunity in local. And the reason I'm phrasing it like this, the simple tweak that can 2x customers and profits, the often overlooked opportunity in local, is because those are phrases that mean more to the small business owner than something like review optimization. Because, right, what our audience always wants to know is, what is the benefit of the thing, right? They don't know how important reviews are.
So would I not mention all those other things? I'm just going to talk about the simple tweak that can 2x customers and profit, and the overlooked opportunity in local search.
Great question. And this, wow, on the spot, this is perfectly segues into, let me properly share my screen, the frame that we want to take here. All right, which is this. It is take action time for us. And so Monique asked, would I just say the one thing? You would indeed bullet point out multiple items. All right, so for all of us here, all right, and we'll do some more of this hot seat coaching on the spot. This is the post or content framework. This is a short version of it, but this packs a powerful punch. The reviews that you see here come from this framework. All right, and so we'll talk about other ones here. But what we want to do, Come here. Kona's getting under my desk. What we want to do is I want you to think of that one video training that you have, or the one audit that you're trying to market, or maybe it's the sales call. All right. And this is what we're going to do is we want to say, I'm putting together. All right. So this is the actual copy. All right. And I highly recommend we write this one down so that you have it. This is your piece of content that's going to generate you leads. You want to say I'm putting together, or I have recorded. If it's a video you already have recorded, for example, Jane might say, I just recorded a special free training. Where inside I cover or I reveal and then we're going to bullet point out at least law of three, at least 3 benefits. We can brainstorm this together. If anybody needs help coming up with the benefits, please raise your hand. We can work with you in your space next on the whiteboard. But this is what we're doing. So Jane's going to say, hey, I just recorded a special free training where I cover how to properly communicate with someone who has dementia, the importance of, what was the word there, Jane?
Using gesturing when you want to direct their attention.
The importance of using gestury, an example of using gestury the right way rather than the incorrect way. So she's going to bullet point that out so everybody can clearly see the value of this training that Jane has recorded. And then she's going to say, would you like a copy of it? Now, notice again, what we're asking at the end is, would you like a copy of this training? We're not saying here is a link to the training. We're asking, would you like a copy of it? The reason we ask, would you like a copy of it, is that is where we identify leads in our audience. People who respond and say, that sounds interesting, I want a copy of it. We know they have some level of interest in our subject matter. If you directly link over to the training, we do not know who clicks on your link. We do not know who is a prospective client. They will just click your link and go right to your video. But if you say, would you like a copy of this? They have to raise their hand by commenting. They have to say, I would like a copy of this. And now we know, hey, they're a prospective client. They have become a lead. Jane says, where am I putting this up? Facebook ad post. How am I collecting their information? Love the questions. Great questions. This should go up on social media. Facebook. If LinkedIn can be a great one for a lot of us. If you're on Instagram. Feel free to take a screenshot of this as well so that you have this nice frame for which to always easily create a lead generating piece of content. Let's see. Anka is in the building. I didn't see you sneak in, but welcome, welcome. Where is Anka? Fast reminder, I can't see anybody who has their camera off just because of the recording settings. Jane says, is it worth buying ads with this offer to collect an audience? Great question. It is worth absolutely boosting this this particular training right here. All right, so if you guys haven't heard already, right, on Facebook, from your this is newer, as in this year, from your Facebook profile, not from your business, not from your Facebook business page, from your personal Facebook profile, you can now boost any piece of content. That's really cool. You don't have to go through Ads Manager and create a fan page and a business page. From your like Dino Gomez profile or your Jane profile, you can decide with any one piece of content that you want to spend $5 or $10 for it to reach thousands of people, depending on how much you're willing to spend. All right, that's a great question, because if you're still looking to build your audience a little bit, that is a great way to play with this. And all right, and this will help you understand what pieces of content are working well for you. But if you're posting daily on Facebook, all right, you're going to see that some content does well and some doesn't do as well. When you come across a piece of content that you post and it gets a big reaction, like, or the right reaction, those are two different things. All right, I can post a meme and it gets a big reaction of people that say, haha, that's funny. All right, but that does not mean conversions business wise. All right, I can do a video and immediately receive a private message from somebody that says, wow, that video really struck a chord with me, Dino. Can I chat in privately with you about that topic? I'm considering working together, because my video really, it converted. It might not have gone viral in terms of the response publicly, but some of your best content, right, doesn't always get a massive response because it strikes such a chord. So people private message you instead about the topic. So, yep, but that's a great question by Jane. You can, this would be a great framework to boost so that it reaches more individuals. We're not going to go through that setup here today, but if you guys are looking to boost your content from your personal profile, all you have to do is click on Facebook settings. That's the top right-hand corner when you're logged in. And you change your profile from normal mode to what they call professional mode. So it's a setting in there. Everybody is on normal mode, and you can toggle on, I want to be in professional mode. If you toggle on professional mode, now you can advertise from your own personal profile, and that you also get analytics, and you can also earn money based on how many followers you have. So take a peek at professional mode. It's pretty cool. Bridget says, so when someone says yes, do you send them a link in the DMs? Great question. Yes, that is correct. All right. So when, right, some of you may have responded and or seen this post from me. This was 2 days ago. But what you will notice is, even marketing this workshop, it's the same law of three, right? I say, hey, would you like to join me for this workshop? Inside the workshop, we will, and I start giving bullet point reasons to attend the workshop, right? Multiple benefits of being here today. All right, so let's do, here's again the frame here. Let's do another example. Who would like help creating and or a review of copywriting their lead generating post here? All right, I see Chad's hand is up. Chad the man. So let's do this together. It's really helpful to watch how this is done for others that are not in your industry as well, because when you see this process done for others, it's going to make it a million times easier for you to do it for yourself in your own space. But you'll notice how I will ask Chad certain questions, and then I'm going to copyright out various benefits based upon his response. All right, so let's look at this here, Chad. What was the last training you did, or what is an upcoming workshop that you have? What's the overarching theme? And feel free to unmute yourself there, bud.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm still working on the Google business profile. Oh man, I had it up. What I was striving for was the visibility. I was going. I had 3. I know you gave me 6. I broke it down to 3. I wanted to focus on claiming and verifying your Google business profile. Darn, I had it wrote down. The other one was, oh man. Oh man. In fact, I made a post the other day using that same template that you got up. Let me
I
see if
like
I
it.
can grab it.
I
didn't really
like
get no traction on it though, but you know, I'm trying still.
That's the right way. You might try spending $5 to boost it. And then you can, when you do boost a post from your Facebook profile, you can choose your audience, which is really awesome. So if on Facebook right now, if your only friends on Facebook are family and cousins, so forth, right? Depending on what industry you're in, your content's not always going to get as much of a response. If you work with small business owners, you should be growing your Facebook connections, your LinkedIn connections with small business owners. That is your target audience. This is not just for Chad. This is for everyone. If you're a mindset coach for men ages 30 to 50, you should be sending friend requests, connection requests to men ages 30 to 50. Fill your social media network with your prospective target clients. And you'll notice your content starts really landing more because they can only see it if you're connected with them. And if you don't have that audience quite yet, that's okay. You can work to build it. It's free. Just send out 10, 15, 20 connection requests per day. And then otherwise you can spend $5 in the meantime to make sure, and you can boost these pieces of content to reach your audience.
Yeah, that's my issue. I built my audience. That's all it is really family and friends. But I found a post. In fact, it was how to use Google Business Profile effectively. Mine was to quickly claim and verify your Google Business Profile. The pick the best categories for your business, and how to write a description to stand out and attract more ready to buy customers. That was my 3 benefits.
I like it. So the main thing I think Chad needs to change here is actually his hook, the first sentence.
Okay.
So, because here's the thing, a lot of small business owners, they're not losing sleep over the phrase and the terminology Google Business Profile. They're thinking more customers, more leads. I want to beat the competitor. I want more profit margin. I no longer want to work weekends. I want to travel with my family. I want to be able to attend my kid's soccer game. That is the thought process of the small business owner. So we just want to speak their language. So I would change the hook here, Chad, to something more along the lines of the easy, or it doesn't have to be easy, but I would say the perfect strategy for local business owners to get more leads and customers, including how to claim and verify your profile on Google, how to pick the best categories so that more customers find you, how to stand out and attract ready to buy customers. And so Chad might say something like, I'm hosting a free workshop where I reveal the perfect strategy for local business owners to get more leads and customers, including 1, 2, 3. Right. So Chad has made this very clear from the start. This workshop is for local business owners, right? There's a benefit even in the hook. Get more leads and customers, because that's what the local business owner wants. They're not necessarily excited about their Google business profile unless that's just a means to the end for them. So they're thinking more leads and customers. Now I'm interested, Chad. Chad's including, right, I'm going to help you claim and verify your profile on Google. And here's what I will add. So that. All right, bonus tip and strategy here today. Rate this. These 2 words are 2 of the most powerful words in copywriting and in presenting. I'm going to type it out right here for everybody. I'm going to circle it and scribble around it and scream it. That phrase right there, so that, will help you it will instantly improve your copywriting and instantly help you convert more, because so that forces you to explain the benefits. All right. So remember, so that when you guys are writing your bullet points out, you can use the so that phrase. How to claim and verify your profile on Google so that customers find you when they are searching for you locally. How to pick the best categories for your business so that you're positioned to attract more leads. How to write a catchy business description so that people choose you over the competition. So that is the connecting phrase that will always help you and force you to explain benefits. Let me see. Let's see. Monique says, can this be a paid workshop? I really would like to have a one-to-many workshop. Is that a totally different method? This can absolutely, you can use this to completely market any type of workshop, free or paid. All right. You can use this concept of the law of 3, having at least 3 benefits, to market your offers, your programs, and so forth as well. The concept is whatever your main offer is, whether that's come to my workshop, jump on a call with me, join my program, you always want to have at least 3 benefits, 3 reasons why somebody should do the thing that you are requesting of them. Is this helpful here a little bit, Chad?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that Google business profile. A lot of them, they've heard it thrown around so much, then they just like another word now.
Yeah, it's like a doctor verbiage as kind of how I refer to it, right? Doctors have this way of speaking, and you're like, I don't have no idea what you're talking about. Just, my lower back hurts. Can you tell me what that's about? And they say they're talking about some type of specific vertebrae and so forth. Awesome. Let's see. Kieran said, sometimes I have to use a negative style comment with a positive outcome, i.e. less ABC and have more of XYZ. What would you suggest as a workaround for that? The majority of my content is very positive, and occasionally I feel I have little option other than to mention a negative when dealing with their symptoms. Great one. And so let's whiteboard this. This will be helpful to everyone. All right. So we have Kieran here. So Kieran, tell us all, feel free to unmute yourself. What is the main video or topic that we are looking at in this example?
The last one, can you hear me okay? The last one was about dizziness, but one that got the most hits was actually about fatigue.
It was about what?
Fatigue, tiredness.
All right, so you had a training around how to get rid of fatigue?
How to boost energy with acupressure points.
So how to get rid of your fatigue.
Yeah.
And inside of this training, you talked about pressure points.
Yeah, acupressure points, yes.
And where are these? So here's the process, guys. At what we're trying to do here, Kieran has a singular training, one video. The title of the video is how to get rid of your fatigue or something similar. Here, this process, we're going to extract how much value there actually is in Kieran's video when we properly market it. All right, this is really cool because most of us here, you guys have amazing offers, amazing videos, amazing workshops, and we're wondering, what's the disconnect? It's oftentimes just in the presentation of the thing. It's not the thing itself, the presentation of it. All right. Sometimes food is delicious, but it looks unappetizing, right? We prefer it to look good and taste good as well. Presentation does matter. Packaging does matter. It can be the same car and automobile. All right. But once you give it a new paint job and you wax it and clean it and everything else, same car can look a million times better. It was always the exact same car. So all we're looking at here, right, is the packaging of our marketing so that we properly present the value. So Kieran's video is about how to get rid of fatigue. This is the process. I'm just going to ask Kieran, what do you talk about in that video?
Primarily, it's about using acupressure points.
Primarily about pressure points. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we have one benefit here, but we're going to go deeper.
Now, I would say the acupressure point is the mechanism, and that's what I'm taking away from today. The mechanism is one side of it, practical stuff, and then the benefits would be, reignite your rocket, for the sake of saying something, get up and go again.
Your audio, or it's really hard for me to hear you. I'm not sure if there's a microphone muffled, but let me ask you this, Kieran. Even if this video, inside the video, you're primarily talking about pressure points, all
Right.
you want to do is go ask yourself when you're doing this process to go deeper. So I'm going to ask Kieran, what areas of the body are we talking about pressure point wise? Are we talking about pressure points on your head or on your wrist?
And foot.
All right. So the one pressure
Here.
point on your head.
And here. Hand and foot. No, foot.
The one on your foot.
And one on the hand.
The one on your hand. Now we're going to go deeper. So all of a sudden we just turned one video topic into here's 4 reasons why you should watch it. We're going to introduce you to the concept of how pressure points can relieve fatigue. Now, I have no idea because this is not my area of expertise, but if I was still looking for more juice, for more benefits, for more reasons on why somebody should watch this video or how to market this workshop that is about getting rid of fatigue, I'm going to ask Kieran, when we activate this pressure point on our head, does it alleviate a specific symptom like headaches, or does it do something in specifically, or is all of this directly is just getting rid of fatigue?
The microphone wasn't too good. There is no point on the head. It's one on the hand and one on the foot. So
Got it.
take the head one out. So it's 1 point on the foot, 1 point on the hand.
Gotcha. Okay. And so let me ask you this. When somebody is not activating these pressure points on their foot, does that cause a decrease in blood flow or oxygen or something else that then leads to the fatigue?
This may get a bit complicated. in acupressure, they talk about inner energy and external energy. So this releases both internal energy and external energy. And that's why I don't want to go. I want to talk more about the benefits, the outcome.
It's just from Kieran sharing that, we have another bullet point and benefit there. The difference of inner and outer energy of the body.
Yeah.
Now, it's so interesting because if I'm Kieran, I could say, hey, I'm running this workshop around how to get rid of the fatigue that you're experiencing. All right, now you can hear that as a headline and go, oh, it sounds kind of interesting. Maybe I'll come to the workshop. I've been extra tired recently. Or Kieran can say, hey, I'm running a workshop on how to get rid of your recent chronic fatigue. Inside this workshop, we're going to be talking about introducing you to various pressure points that will immediately increase your energy. In particular, we're going to be talking about a pressure point on your foot that you probably have not activated. We're going to be going through an exercise in regards to a pressure point on your hand. You're going to discover the difference of inner and outer energy of the body and how blockages in this energy are leading to the fatigue you're experiencing. That sounds like a phenomenal workshop. It sounds like I'm going to learn a ton if I decide to sit down for an hour or two with Kieran, right? For the rest of my life, I'm going to know all these cool things about inner and outer energy, pressure points on both hand and foot. And so it was always the same workshop, but Kieran can either hop on Facebook and LinkedIn and say, come to my workshop on how to get rid of fatigue, which is one-dimensional, or he can utilize the law of 3 and he can spend an extra 2 minutes and come up with the other benefits that are inside this workshop. And it just became, I would say, 100 times more attractive in regards to like actually attending. Is that helpful a little bit there, Kieran?
It certainly is. I think what you're saying about is the way it's packaged. I have to distinguish between the teaching side in terms of showing people how to do this for themselves and the benefit side to get people interested to come along.
Yes. Yes. And it's really interesting. It can be like if somebody were to give me a 60-second reel that they did, if I watched that 60-second reel, I could probably pull out 3, 4, 5 benefits of that 60-second reel, even though it was around one topic. There are all of those little details that you share should also be marketed. All right. And so to give you guys an example, all right, we're going to continue on here. But again, if we go all the way back to the start, right, me holding this bag of chips, live, love, pop, right, on the bag of chips, they give you like 5 different reasons to buy this bag. This bag of popcorn. They give you 5 different reasons. They say it's only 35 calories a bag. That's one reason. Somebody's going to buy it because they're health conscious and they're tracking calories. So they are marketing to that person with the little circle in the right-hand corner that says 35 calories. Then there's messaging that says this is gourmet popcorn. So somebody who's more interested in the taste and flavor, they're going to latch on to that messaging. The tagline at the top says happiness is in the bag. Somebody who's maybe like, oh, I've had a bad week. Cool, I can sit on the couch with this bag and feel better. They're buying the bag for that reason. Bottom of the bag, the messaging is the guilt-free gourmet snack you can't resist. So somebody, again, that is health conscious, again, is going to say, okay, cool. I can feel good about eating this. More messaging on the left-hand side of the bag says this is gluten-free, vegan-friendly, right? And so on just the packaging of this, it's just popcorn, but the packaging of this popcorn, right, is they're hitting you with a lot of different benefits of why you would pick up this bag of popcorn, which is why I picked it up. I was like, between the bright colors, And I also saw the flavored truffle salt where I was like, that sounds phenomenal. And then I looked at the rest of the bag and I did indeed see that it was only 35 calories a bag. And I was like, awesome. I think I need to try this out. So this is the law of three, in that we're giving different benefits for doing the thing that we actually want our audience to do. All right, let's see if we can do one more example. I'm gonna check the comments out, make sure I'm not missing any questions as well. Jane says, are we talking about a written post or combined with a short video? Great question. So this I recommend be a written post. I would recommend this is a written post. And here is an example. Like this was a post I did 2 days ago. And so I'm inviting people to our workshop. And I'm giving them at least 3 benefits for attending the workshop. Now, what you are marketing can be a video. So, Jane, if you want people to watch your video, we can go back to that example we did at the start of the workshop. We're going to give your audience 3 reasons to watch your 2-minute video. 3 reasons to watch a video. If you want somebody to get on a sales call with you, 3 reasons, you need to give them 3 reasons to get on a sales call with you. If you want them to join your program, you need to give them at least 3 reasons to join your program. If you want them to a workshop, here's at least 3 reasons to come to this workshop. Is that helpful there a little bit? Raphael says marketing checklist. Awesome. All right, so we can do, let's do another hot seat whiteboard session here. Who here needs help putting together their post? Or who would like their post otherwise audited? We can also look at it. Raphael has a marketing checklist. Raphael, would you like us to whiteboard yours? Right, let's take a peek at this. Now, I'm curious, Raphael, this marketing checklist, is this like a lead magnet where people opt into it?
Yes, exactly what it was to be. Like if they wanted the checklist, how, and then I'm doing for remodeling companies.
I like it. So this is a marketing checklist, checklist for remodeling companies. All right, so Raphael has some options here. He can either say, hey, download my checklist. It is a marketing checklist, which is fairly one-dimensional. It doesn't sound overly exciting yet. Or Raphael, right? We're going to make this sound as awesome as it actually is, because inside this checklist, I imagine, right, are some opportunities or some ideas or some concepts or some case studies that could radically change the trajectory of this remodeling company. And so, Marcos, what's one thing that's inside the checklist that you mentioned?
So it would be a few of them, though. It's easier though. So is your website optimized for conversion? It's your website optimized for search engine rankings. So it's a list of what you need to do for all this, though. Is your company optimized to rank on Google Maps? And are you taking advantage of online marketing? So it's like 1, 2. So it's 7 topics though that I cover on the list.
I love it. So and just because Marcos has a checklist, this is a little bit easier, because when Marcos goes to market his checklist, he needs to bullet point out those 7 different topics that are covered inside of that checklist.
Yeah, so if so, you know, though, the next one would be online marketing, social media, and automations. You know, email and automations. And the last one would be, are you gauging your ROI? You know.
I think I missed one, but social media, online marketing, ROI, automations.
Automations, yeah.
All right. And so then as we look at this, remember that magic phrase. So that. All right. Rankings in Google. So that. We're always going to, you don't always have to use this, but use the so that if you are speaking industry jargon. Who here, because as an example, right? Raphael is an expert in digital marketing. These remodeling companies are not the owners of a remodeling company. They are not, right? They can't spell search engine optimization probably. So Marcos, when presenting this, he's going to say, inside this checklist, you're going to learn, right, how to optimize your website for conversions so that more people submit a contact form and an inquiry after visiting your website. Now they're understanding the value of your website is optimized for conversions so that, hey, more people fill out the form. We're going to get you ranking in Google so that your people that are local, homeowners that are local to you, that are interested in a remodel will find you first before the competitors and call you instead so that you win the bid. Rankings on Google Maps so that when somebody's on their phone, you come up first, which is a different form of optimization. Now you're optimized for people using their phone to find you. So Marcos is going to use the so that phrase to connect the value of each of these particular things. Because again, a remodeling business owner, they are not losing sleep over automations. Right? The small business owner, for the most part, is not lying in bed at night going, darn it, if I just had more automations in my life, everything would be a million times better. Right? They're not saying that. They're saying, hey, I want more customers. I want more leads. I want more ROI. I want to beat the competitor. I want to take vacation. I want more time with family. I want to have more fun. I want a certain car, certain house, certain lifestyle. So we always just need to make sure, guys, that we are speaking the language of our audience. And if you are in an industry with, if you are in a niche with industry jargon, do not leave it up to your audience to understand the value of that jargon. Instead, say so that. Introduce you to the pressure point on your hand so that you release energy blocks that are causing stiffness, which is leading to this feeling of fatigue. They go, oh, okay, now I understand the importance of the acupuncture point on my wrist. Bring in new customers in your sleep. I like that one. Jack, yes, sir. All right, we are going to continue on, and I keep doing that. I don't like how Zoom changed everything. All right, and so here's what we're gonna do, guys. We are gonna go do some breakout rooms here for just a quick 7 minutes. All right, if you have your post, something written out, or even just a couple bullet points, a couple notes, we're gonna go into a room. This is a chance for you to get some feedback from others. All right, and I know that we were taking massive imperfect action here, so you might not have been able to copyright it perfectly on the spot or anything else, but this is why we're getting feedback. You want to get feedback from a group, and that way they can say, I don't really understand what you're talking about, or maybe if we switch a few words around here, it can sound different, be easier to understand. You can also connect with them on social media, but we love the fact of utilizing community to grow our businesses and so forth. It really is an unfair advantage to get insight before you push something out live. because what often happens is sometimes we're just too close to the thing that we're an expert in. And so because of that, we forget that our audience, they're not the experts. So it's really helpful to bounce ideas around copywriting messaging to others. It will help make sure you're communicating your value in the right way. But it is 6 after here, so we'll go into these breakout rooms for 10 minutes. We'll come back at about 15 after. Go ahead and introduce yourself briefly. Everybody will have about 2-3 minutes to share. Like, hey, this is what I got. What do you guys think? Is it clear? Are the benefits strong enough? Anything I should change? Feel free to connect with each other in that regard. And so we'll do 3 to 4 individuals per room. We'll come back at 17 after, and introduce yourself again. Share what you have thus far. It's okay if you don't have anything, but you can contribute with to the others. And then afterwards, we'll come back in at, again, 17 after. So you'll get a button on your screen, click to join a breakout room, meet some other awesome entrepreneurs. We have a lot more visionaries in here than I realized. And with our recording here today, guys, only if you have your video on do you show up in the main screen.
Hello?
Oh, all right. And so this can also be a quick video script. So Dino, for what kind of video? Here, this is the video I recommend. All right. This is a story. All right. It can either be a story or a reel. Story or a reel. By show of hands, how many of us have done a reel or a story in this week so far? See Chad's hand up. A couple of heads shaking no. Thumbs down, absolutely not. Yeah. Most of us, we post on our timeline feed, right, on our profile. The untapped spot for us to create more content is with stories and reels. All right, now let me explain the difference between a story and a reel. A reel is going to grow your audience. It is public. All right, so keep that in mind. If you're like, Dino, I want more followers, do more reels. A story is private content. A story is only shown to your current followers. All right, so reels grow your audience. Stories convert. Stories are only shown to your current followers, and they only exist for 48 hours, or I'm sorry, 24 hours, and then they disappear. So guess what? Anybody that's already following you, they're warmed up. They probably have seen up several pieces of content from you. Maybe they've been following you for weeks, maybe months, maybe years. But you're already on their radar because that is why they are following you. So when you do a story, only your followers see it. And so stories convert very, very highly. All right. And stories are placed at the top of Facebook. Right. And so if I go ahead, if I pull up, let me see. If I pull up my Facebook, and I'll share my screen here in a moment. All right. So if I pull up Facebook, right here at the top are stories. Here's one of my stories right here. Right. So I did a story recently, and then a couple other people I know, there's their stories. Those are only going to be there for 24 hours. And realistically, you probably can't see David's story or Brian's story. These are only to current Facebook friends and followers. All right. And so your stories, you want to create these stories because it's reaching your hottest prospects. Does that make sense there, guys? So remember that stories convert, and you already have the have written a nice little template for it. So this story that I created, I just grabbed my phone. I did it in one take. And I don't even think I brushed my teeth. I have no idea. I think I was just out of the gym and I was just talking to the camera. Just, hey, guess what? Here's 5 reasons you should come to our workshop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just spoke it right into my phone. And then I said, hey, if you want a free ticket, DM me the words workshop. All right. And so what happened, right, is on the right is a screenshot of somebody DMing me the words workshops, right? Who here wants more conversations coming to you in Messenger? Right? Isn't that the goal, to have like more potential customers messaging you? And to have them messaging you first. How awesome is that? Right? They're the ones starting the conversation. So that's what's happening here. They're starting the conversation because inside of a story, right, when somebody responds to a story, it auto sends you a private message. So it literally takes them into Messenger with you. It's the super fast way to connect with a prospective client. And it sits right at the top of Facebook, so it's very easily seen by your warmest prospects. Does that make sense there, guys? Any questions around that piece? A lot of us are not utilizing those stories, and they can be extremely valuable. So if you have a workshop coming up, make sure you get onto your stories and say, here's the 3 reasons to come to my workshop. If you're ready for a new client, get onto your stories. Hey guys, I'm accepting 1 new small business owner this week that, you know, wants a free audit or whatever the thing is. And, you know, here's 3 things we'll do on the audit, the 3 reasons to have the audit. Awesome. So what we will do, we're a little bit after here. I love how you guys are sticking around and hanging out and so forth. So we can just open up some Q&A questions you might have. Could be about anything, although I don't know too much about outer space. Glad that one was funny. Is it Austin or is it Jack? I imagine it could go either way. Those could be both first and last names.
Naming convention issue. So I couldn't get it to reset for this particular meeting.
No worries.
But it's Jack Austin. Yes. And Jack was an uncommon name when my gray hair wasn't gray. And now it's much more common, and Austin is as well, but as a first name.
Yep, absolutely. Well, good to have you here, Jack. I like Jack's style. He's outside getting the fresh air as well, but still learning all the stuff to grow his business. Very cool. Jane says, tell me more about bundling workshops. Let's talk about bundling workshops. Yeah, so here's what we're doing as well that it's pretty cool, is for every workshop that you run, prior to putting the workshop together, I want everybody to understand this. Prior to putting the workshop together, understand that you're not just building a one-time workshop. What you're really building as well is a killer marketing asset. All right, because if you're going to put together a slide deck and a training, right, you record the workshop, that is a phenomenal lead magnet for you. You can also resell your workshop. You have a lot of different options of what you do there. And so it really workshops build a lot of leverage into your business, right? So as you guys know from today, right, I spent time and put together screenshots and slide decks and these things, and it makes for an amazing workshop. But now I already have that built. I can do a recording of that, and I can put it into our membership. I could do a separate recording of this training, and I could resell it for $97. There's like, I have all these options of what to do because it's already built out, this particular training. So you can utilize it in a lot of different manners and fashions. We're not going to do it with this particular workshop, I don't think, but one of our previous workshops, we uploaded the recording to YouTube. I just checked yesterday, and that workshop recording is like 8 months old, and it's still getting new views as of yesterday. It's like people are still finding it and still watching it. And that's amazing that a workshop I did 8 months ago is still marketing our business 8 months later. So you have a ton of options of repurposing, repackaging, reselling your workshops. One of my favorite things to do from a workshop as well is you can take the recording and you can, depending on the length of your workshop, normally a recording from your workshop will generate you 10 to 20 marketing reels. You just grab 60-second clips of you presenting, and that's an entirely new piece of content that you've essentially already recorded, so you don't have to re-record it. So this workshop, right? It's working. It's awesome for us right now. I'm going to get reels from this recording. We can repackage and resell this recording. We'll probably grab this and put it into our membership. We're going to utilize this particular training in all these different ways. Let's see. Is that helpful there a little bit, Jane? Jane says, I'm planning on using Thinkific to create a mini work, maybe 12 modules of 4 to 8 minutes each. Awesome. Yeah, Thinkific. I haven't personally used Thinkific, but I've heard it's a great course hosting platform. There are quite a lot of course hosting platforms, so you have your choice. And I really, at this point in time, I don't see much difference between the course hosting platforms. I think they're all fairly similar. Brigitte, good to have you here. Did I say it correctly?
Yes, you did. You always say it perfectly. Thank you.
I think that was the first time I actually got it right. But I heard your pronunciation at the start of the workshop today was stronger, and so it made me remember Brigitte.
Bridget.
Brigitte.
I'm fine. Thank you so much. That was such a great presentation. Great.
Awesome. Absolutely great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks.
Let's see. Alicia, will we have a roadmap to follow to help us keep on track with what to work on, or do we just get access to everything and we figure it out on our own? Where to start? Great question. We designed Visionary Rising program so that it goes sequentially. So we recommend you go in this particular order. First thing we introduce you to is the business model. So this is like what to do on a daily basis, weekly basis. We need, like, that's really important for us to make sure our clients know what they should be doing daily, weekly. Most online entrepreneurs do not know what they should be doing with their time. And that is a huge problem, because then nothing gets done. Ball doesn't move forward. So first thing we do is the model. Then we make sure you have your offers created. Then we have to make sure that you have a unique message. When we have those 3 pillars, the model, the message, and the offer, now we can begin doing the marketing. And so it was designed that way so that it's not you just hunting around for random things in there. Now, if you already have your message and you already have your offer, you can either review those to make sure there's not gaps to fill in, or you can move on to the other trainings. Awesome question. I think we have time for 1 or 2 more. Who here got some notes down or a marketing post scripted out? I like it. I see done, Kieran, Liana, bunch of hands up. Chad, Alicia. Brilliant. Remember that law of 3. It will make all of your marketing stronger moving forward. Which, in the law of 3, fairly simple. I need to come up with 3 benefits 3 reasons for somebody to do the thing I'm asking them to do. When you have that, your quote unquote persuasion, your argument, your message becomes stronger. You're giving your audience a lot of different reasons to follow your recommendations. Raphael, good to have you here. Best of luck on your sales call. Awesome. All right. And so I think what we will do, if there's no other questions here, guys, we will wrap up today's training. Today's workshop. Great having you guys all here, participating, cameras on, engagement, taking action, great questions as well, and awesome energy. Fast reminder, special for Visionary Rising is a 24-hour special. All right, so the coupon code and even the offer being open, all of that disappears. I believe it's end of day tomorrow. And so if that is something of interest to you, hop on board it. The link is in the chat box. You'll have a replay of today's workshop come to you, as well as a link in the replay if you guys want to revisit Visionary Rising. But if you think it's a right fit for you, hop on board quickly because the doors will close within 24 hours. And in addition to that, keep in mind, with the weekly plan, it is cancel anytime. So you can try it out, make sure you love it. But it is a weekly membership. You can cancel anytime. Or if you want to save because you like our workshop style, you want 52 of them over the next year, you can sign up to the annual plan. We will wrap up today. Chad, good seeing you here, bud. Alicia, Billiana, been a moment, my friend. Great to have you here. Kieran as well. Chelsea, thanks so much for all of your help and support. Have an awesome rest of your day, guys. We'll chat with you soon.